Myles Garrett, named to his fourth straight Pro Bowl, has been outstanding. Garrett talking about his path, which seems to be leading towards a gold jacket in Canton.
That is definitely the route I think I'm headed if I can continue, the pace that I'm on and things that I'm doing. And I'm not saying I'm there yet. I definitely don't have a gold jacket career at the moment, but if I continue what I'm doing, pick up the pace, and keep on, continue to lead and be a good teammate, I think that could be in my future, but I have a long way to go.
Tom, I think Browns fans have been spoiled a little bit by Myles Garrett because everybody wants to know why doesn't he have 4 sacks every game. And I think it goes back to something we talked about last segment. Give him some help up front. I know when Clowney is right and playing healthy, it frees him up a little bit. But other than that, there hadn't been many people you got to worry about other than Myles Garrett.
So true, Dave. And consider the season that he's having, and he's played, probably most of it with one arm or 1.5 arms, after the car accident, which was unfortunately self-inflicted back in September. He's been playing hurt, and he has not been practicing. They've been resting him so he's ready for Sunday, and I think it's kind of a marvel that he's out there and to be as productive as he's been. As we talked about before, Dave, I'd really like to see them pair him up with somebody, a dominant tackle on that side with him. I mean, what are you going to do if you're an offense? How are you going to block him? So I think that would be big. It's pretty remarkable. And I think you're right. I think we all have been spoiled by Myles to a degree. What I've liked this year, Dave, about him is that he's made impactful plays in impactful moments. And that hasn't always been the case early in his career. When they've needed a big play down the stretch, when you need that big stop, Myles is either putting pressure on or coming up with the sack or the tackle or whatever the case may be. So, in fairness to him as well, he's been dealing with, the shoulder this year. He dealt with COVID and kind of the aftermath of that, where he needed breathing treatments, a couple of seasons ago. And he puts it all out there. He plays hard. He's led by example. I know as a media group, we've all been very impressed with, Myles and just him kind of giving the state of the team address almost every week, and he's very candid. He doesn't necessarily call teammates out, but he does it in a way where he shows that he wants more out of them and he demands more out of them. And, that's what Hall of Fame players are about, right? It's not just putting up those big sacks. It's leading by example on and off the field. I mean, Nick Chubb is another perfect example of a guy who will probably be at this rate in Canton someday as well. So, I'd like to see Myles get a little bit more help. I'd like to see him really make a push for Defensive Player of the Year down the stretch. If he breaks his single season sack record, which he's on track to do right now, that would certainly be, bolster his resume for those kinds of discussions.